Hello, mabuhay! Welcome to our Crash Course in Calculus. We're digging out the idea of continuity today, step by step clarifying calculus concepts with smooth curves and sudden jumps. For the first problem, we have if f of x is equals to g of x, if x is greater than or equal to k, h of x if x is less than 2k. G of x and h of x are both polynomial functions, and f of x is continuous at x is equals to k. Is it correct to conclude that f of x is continuous on a, b such that k is greater than a but less than b? Why or why not? We have three conditions to satisfy to prove if it is continuous. First, we have f of c needs to be exist. Second, the limit of f of x as x is approaches to c needs to be exist. And last, f of c is equals to the limit of f of x as x is approaches to c. Continuous or not at x is equals to 0. F of x is equals to x squared plus 4 minus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 0. Negative 3x plus 1 if x is less than to 0. So first, we need to solve for a to satisfy the first condition. F of 0 is equals to 0 squared plus 4 minus 3. 0 squared plus 4, then magiging 4, and ima-minus natin yung 4 sa 3, so magiging 1. So here we can see that the first condition is satisfied. So let's move to the second condition. The limit of f of x is equals to x squared plus 4 minus 3 as x is approaches to 0 from the right. So since our x value is 0, so we just simply substitute the 0 to the x. So 0 squared plus 4 minus 3, 0 squared plus 4, then 4 minus 3, so the answer will be 1. So we already done to solve the first equation. Next we need to solve is the second problem, which is the limit of f of x is equals to negative 3x plus 1 as x is approaches to 0 from the left. Just like the first problem, we just simply substitute the 0 to the x since our x value is 0. So magiging negative 3 times 0 plus 1, and 0 plus 1 is equals to 1. So as you can see, it also tells that the second condition is satisfied because both equation is equal to the same number, which is the AB. Now, the last condition is we need to prove that it can be continuous even though A and B are close interval. So f of 0 is equals to 1 from the limit of f of x as x approaches to 0 from the right is equals to limit of f of x as x approaches to 0 from the left. Therefore, the function of f is continuous at x is equals to 0. We can now conclude that f of x is continuous on AB such that k is greater than a but less than b since ang x is equals to k, which is 0, is continuous and the h of x and g of x intersected with it. Therefore, it is also continuous to its closed interval. If ilalagay natin yung mismong polynomial function sa graph, we can see na wala siyang holes or laktaw, so it is considered na continuous. Is y is equals to 2 raised to sine x continuous for any real number x is equals to c? Why or why not? If we input y is equals to 2 raised to the sine x in the graph will be look like this. But to prove that it is continuous for any real number x is equals to c, let be the x is equals to 0. So y is equals to 2 raised to the sine 0, magiging y is equals to 2 raised to 0. Since any number that are raised to 0 is equal to 1, therefore y is equals to 1. And the graph will be look like this. It is considered continuous since there are no any holes nor jump or lumaktaw na line in our function. So now let's proceed to analyze the given problem for number 3. In f of x is equals to x squared minus 7x if x is less than or equal to a, negative 12 if x is greater than to a, what must be the value of a so that f of x is continuous on negative infinity, infinity? From the given problem, we will equate the negative 12 to the first equation, which is x squared minus 7x. So if f of x is equals to negative 12, then negative 12 is equals to x squared minus 7x. After nito, para ma-factor out natin yung equation, we will move the negative 12 to the right side, and it will be positive 12, and equate natin sa 0. So, x squared minus 7x plus 12 is equals to 0. As we all know, para ma-factor out ang ganitong equation, we will think two numbers na kapag minultiply ay magiging 12 ang sagot. Then, kapag pinag-add naman ay magiging negative 7. That would be negative 4 and negative 3. So, x minus 4 is equals to 0. Ililipat ang negative 4 to the right, magiging positive 4. So, x is equals to 4. The same with x minus 3 is equals to 0. Ililipat din sa kabila, magiging positive 3. So, x is equals to 3. Since we have two value of x, we can now conclude that negative infinity 3 union infinity 4, which is considered continuous. From the two values of x we get, let's now assume that x squared minus 7x, if the x is less than or equal to 4, let's now substitute the 4 to x. So 4 squared minus 7 times 4 is equals to 16, minus 28 is equals to negative 12. Then for the x squared minus 7x, if x is less than or equal to 3, let's now substitute the 3 to x. So 3 squared minus 7 times 3 is equals to 9, minus 21 is equals to negative 12. As we can see, the both conditions are equal to negative 12. Therefore, 3 and 4 can be both the value of a. What must be the value of k so that f of x is equals to 2x plus 7 over x plus k is continuous on 5, 8. For a function to be continuous at a point, the function must be defined at that point, and the limit of the function as it approaches that point must exist and be equal to the value of the function at that point. First is we need to know the value of limit f of x is equals to 2x plus 7 over x plus k as x approaches to 5. By substituting the value of x, which is yung 5, it would be the limit of f of x is equals to 2 times 5 plus 7 over 5 plus k. So 2 times 5 is equals to 10. 10 plus 7 is 17, so magiging 17 over 5 plus k na siya. This time, the numerator will not be considered because for the limit to exist, the numerator and denominator must not approach 0 simultaneously. However, in this case, the numerator and denominator are both non-zero constants. So, the limit exists for all values of k, including the negative 5, negative 8. With that, we'll only have 5 plus k is equals to 0. Then, ililipat natin ng 5 to the right at magiging negative 5. Therefore, k is equals to negative 5. And the value of limit f of x is equals to 2x plus 7 over x plus k as x approaches to 8. By substituting the value of x, it would be the limit f of x is equals to 2 times 8 plus 7 over 8 plus k is equal to 23 over 8 plus k. And kagaya kanina sa 5, ililipat naman natin yung 8 to the right and the numerator will also not be considered. Therefore, k is equals to negative 8. At what positive integral values of x is the function g of x is equals to square root of 6x squared minus x minus 2 discontinuous. So, the given is g of x is equals to square root of 6x squared minus x minus 2. We will assume an x-intercept, then y is equals to 0. Para matanggal yung radical, we will square it both sides. So, 0 squared is equals to square root of 6x squared minus x minus 2 squared. Then, tsaka makakancel ang radical sign and ang squared. So, 0 squared is equals to 0, so it will be 6x squared minus x minus 2 is equals to 0. Let's now expand the equation. 2x plus 1, 3x minus 2, less than 0. For the 2x plus 1 less than 0, para makancel natin ang 2, we will divide both sides by 2. Then magiging 2x over 2 plus 1 half, less than 0. Then, ilipat natin ang 1 half sa kabila and makakancel na rin ang 2. Therefore, x is less than 2 negative 1 half. For the 3x minus 2 is greater than 0, ganun din ang gagawin natin dito. Para makancel natin ang 3, we will divide both sides by 3 naman. Then magiging 3x over 3 minus 2/3 is greater than 0. Then ilipat natin ang negative 2/3 sa kabila and makakancel na rin ang 3. Therefore, x is greater than 2/3. Since positive integral ang hinahanap, therefore, ang final answer natin ay x is greater than 2/3. We can also conclude that x is greater than negative 1 half but less than 2/3. But we're not done yet, Imida. We need to prove the inequality, which is why it is considered discontinuous. For that, we will gonna use the x values we get, which is negative 1 half and 2/3, for creating the number line. The two values should be in between 0. Now that we have the number line, let's choose 3 values of x. For x is equals to 1, isa-substitute natin yung 1 sa mga x. So, 2 times 1 plus 1, 3 times 1 minus 2. So, 2 plus 1, 3 minus 2, and 3 times 1 is equals to 3. For x is equals to negative 1 naman, isa-substitute naman natin yung negative 1 sa lahat ng x. So, 2 times negative 1 plus 1 times 3 times negative 1 minus 2. So, ang magiging sagot sa 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, and i-bring down lang natin yung plus 1. And magta-times tayo ng negative 4 since 3 times negative 1 is equals to negative 4. Ibababa lang natin yung negative 2. So, ang magiging naman is negative 1 times negative 5, which is the answer is 5. And lastly, x is equals to 0. So, kagaya ng ginawa natin sa x is equals to 1 and negative 1, i-substitute lang natin yung 0 sa lahat ng x. So, 2 times 0 plus 1 times 3 times 0 minus 2, and magiging 0 plus 1 times 0 minus 2, and magiging 1 times negative 2, the answer is negative 2. Since if we substitute 0 to the function, we get negative 2, and that represents the inequality that makes the positive integral value of x in the function of g of x is equals to square root of 6x squared minus x minus 2 discontinuous. Thank you for joining us today to learn about basic calculus. We hope you feel more confident about continuity now. Keep practicing to master it. And for more math tips and tutorials, remember to subscribe to Walmart YouTube channel and ring the bell to stay updated. That's all, and see you next time.